Get down on your hands and knees for a cock.
It's all in your head, it is all in your head.
Don't shit on the floor, you party gal. No one can do the things that I do, cause no one has the things that I has a band, I love it in my hand, bandstand can't win my fan back.
And thoughts what they call a mental breakdown.
And you're what they call a slut.
You take that back, you motherfucker.
Shut up or I'll blow your brains out.
My brains have been blown out so many times I don't know how I'm alive.
A really sad man was arrested late last night after he was stabbed to death by a baguette. This simple and French baguette was towering across the world, and it's only a misfortune that the whore was slammed to the wall and killed like a cunt. Do you know what he did? I'll tell you what he did. He has done so many crazy things. Ribs Benedict were more tasty than you could ever imagine, and he was always loose as a cane in a ball sack. Cried and rapist lied, ain't that always the case? A masturbator was charged full row and a nasty cunt was burned for snow. Do you like snow? You know the snow I mean?
Snow, I hear it all the time, always on the radio. Snow all the time, snowed in, snowed under, snow in my pussy, waiting for Jesus to let me go. Snow in my house, snow on my ass, am terrified, am scared, am wonderfully but scared, am so scared, really scared. Sex was on the table, sex was on the cards, took me out the back and did me in the yard.
Oh, you did it in the yard? You filthy slut.
What? What did you call me? Do you even love me?
Love you? I fucking hate you, never cared for you and never fucking will.
I could solve a crime.
Probably cause you committed it.
Thoughts and I, and no one can prove it.
A small man was taken down to the station late last night. He was raped and beaten and stabbed by the officer. Pussy Sue was undercover and she was setting her sights on a new lover. She didn't care who, she would even do it with a potato, so it wasn't much of a stretch when she went for this man. He was short and stumpy and a waste of a man, but a man nonetheless, and no one can deny the sex that was in his eyes. Every night he could go out on the town and burn everyone's souls. The soul collector, they would call him. Every time he could show up late, no one would see him, only the incredible cunt. You wanna hear a little something about the incredible cunt?
I don't have a choice, do I?
The incredible cunt was a cereal man and only had eyes for cereal. I don't know what turned him on more, the sights of Fruit Loops or the blood dripping from Pussy Sue's mustache. No one cared, but no one whined, but everyone seemed to dine on the incredible cunt. One night, for example, he was walking home with a bastard in tow. A serious allegation was sent his was, and he sat down and started to cry. He cried and he cried and he cried all night, all because the shop were out of craisins. Yes, craisins, everyone. He would do anything or anyone for craisins. He'd get down on his hands and knees for craisins. His bastard had a craisin, and a craisin for the crazy was in order.
A soul searcher was arrested in the early hours of this morning after some cunt alerted the police that it was searching in his basement. The little cunt called the police because he was scared there was a sex criminal lurking the underbelly of his pussy home. A rep for this little cunt cared to comment and said, "My client doesn't care for your show and thinks you and mommy should be taken out back and shot like the whores you are."
Update.
A rep for mommy and the brand she so effortlessly built hired a private hitman to finish off the little cunt on his rep and tried to set free the soul searcher. It took a few minutes, but as soon as the sulfur candle was lit, they ran from their home like a bitch and were shot in the face with the D gun. Do you think Mommy Incorporated don't have weapons? Do you think assault rifles are better than the D gun? At least the D gun is environmentally friendly, you fucking whore.
The Third Degree.
A pasta bowl was arrested in the early hours of last night after it was reported to have started an argument with an unpaying customer in the local rundown Chinese restaurant. You know this Chinese restaurant, don't you, Hank? It's Brenda Mingley's joined.
Brenda Mingley?
Yes, that dirty fucking whore.
Mommy, why? What did she ever do to you?
What didn't she do?
Love you.
Why don't you want anyone to love me? I want an expert to be loved. I am the best thing to ever happen to you. If it was not for me, I would have you murdered like the common whore that you are. I would charge with contempt of court and I would have you raped.
What?
Never mind, Hanky Wonky, I got Tourette's.
I bet you right now Frank is at home planking.
Shut up, don't you dare talk about your brother like that. Remember when you tried to do the cinnamon challenge and cried like a bitch cause the spoon was too big? About the only time you cry when something is too big.
I never cried. It was you who was the one who wanted me to have a bigger spoon of cinnamon cause you wanted me to die so you could have all my money and you and Frank could live the lives you always schemed about while I'm sleeping in bed. You don't think I hear you and Frank try and plot my demise, try being the operative word, cause if it wasn't for me overhearing you, me would be dead.
You're a disgusting criminal, aren't you?
Me? A criminal? I think not, whore.
A muzzle was detained in the local vet after it was rendered unusable by the owner of the dog. The owner of the dog begged and pleaded with this muzzle, but only to be slapped and beaten and humiliated in public like the common whore he was. I could blow you a kiss, but that would be too much effort.
Yet you will blow the local postman because his sack is black.
Do not bring my satchel into this.
You think life is all fun and games, don't you? You have this satchel that looks like a rape kit.
Leave my personal life out of this.
Don't bring me to work then.
Bring you to work? You follow me round like a lost puppy.
Fuck off, slut. I could have you murdered.